Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Mahfuzan and I will tell about case overview. When fats, oil, grease and starch (FOGs) enter the wastewater system, they have a tendency to congeal and harden, which is bad news for internal drain and external sewage system. FOGs component are pollutants and blockage can be costly and inconvenient to rectify. Inoperate drain pose a risk to hygiene and safety. They are susceptible to odors and even infestation, not to mention bad PR for you and your business. Restaurants have plenty to think about when it comes to disposing FOGs in their premises, from cooking oil to airborne grease to leftover food on their customer plates. All the FOGs has to go somewhere, and inevitably that somewhere is into the sewer drainage system via your dishwasher, floor drains or mop sink. There are 5 environmental impact of FOG. The first is water pollution, second is carbon footprint, third is habitat degradation, fourth is impact on wildlife, and the last is the nutrient imbalance.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zakwan Hakim bin Muhammad Zamri and my metric number is A205460. Today, I will discuss about sampling method that can be used in this case, which is grab sampling and composite sampling. For grab sampling, it's just a simple method and quick to be performed. This method commonly used in water quality testing, air sampling and soil sampling. The procedure for this method, we just collect a single sample at specific point in time and location. Composite sampling. This method used by collecting multiple samples over a time from different locations and combine them to form an average sample. The result of using this method, because they effective in identify long-term pollution, especially detection in chronic issue. Next is most environmental regulation and guideline require composite sampling in monitoring wastewater treatment plant. Few steps in handling composite sampling. The first step is set up sampler. We need to choose either automatic or manual procedure. Rinse equipment. We need to rinse the composite container and device by using water sample. The collect sample step. In this step, we need to collect correct volume and frequency. For combined sample, we need to pour grab sample into composite container and mix them. The last one is label and store. For label and store, the container need to be labeled with detail such as date, time and location. The conclusion, composite sampling can provide more representative assessment of overall condition and is typically the best method for monitoring several systems. However, grab sampling might be helpful in some conditions, such as identify urgent issue or for preliminary evaluation.
My name is Nazrin bin Tajuddin and today I'm going to talk about extraction method of FOG or fat oil and grease from restaurant entering in sewage system. The extraction of fat, oil and grease (FOG) from restaurant before they enter the sewage system is a critical process for maintaining the efficiency and functionality of wastewater treatment facilities and preventing environmental damage. First and foremost is using grease trap. Grease trap work by slowing down the flow of wastewater, allowing FOG to float to the surface of removal. Grease trap is installed inside kitchens to capture FOG from wastewater before it enters the plumbing system, or it can be extracted by grease interceptor, which is larger outdoor devices placed between the kitchen drain lines and the sewer system. They provide more extensive separation of FOG from wastewater. Next, we can use enzyme treatment, such as enzyme additive, to break down FOG into smaller, more manageable molecules. However, this can sometimes push the problem downstream rather than solving it. That's why we prefer to use bacterial additive. This bacterial additive use specific strains or bacteria to consume FOG, reducing buildup in pipes and grease trap. This is like to break down the grease trap from larger molecule to smaller molecule. In addition, we can use regular maintenance, such as scheduled pumping. regularly scheduled pumping of grease traps or and interceptors to remove accumulated FOG. We can also use manual cleaning, such as physical removal of FOG from kitchen equipment and surface before washing. Finally, FOG recycling and recovery. Like on-site processing, some establishments invest in equipment to process FOG on reuse or recycling. Or we can also recycle our used cooking oil to recycle center. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello guys, I'm Solihin. To continue with the analytical instrumentation, at the first we're gonna start with the gas chromatography. Gas chromatography is that GC is an analytical technique used to separate and detect the chemical component of a sample mixture to determine the presence of absent and or qualities. Inside the GC, the sample is vaporized and carried through a long, narrow column by an inert carrier gas. The column is coated with a stationary phase which interact differently with the various polar compound in the FOG sample. Is like uh, such as fatty acid and glyceride. GC provide quantitative data based on the peak area or height of the separate compound. They are all high. The peak correspond to the amount of each fatty acid present in the sample. Okay, okay, next I will continue explain about the HPLC. HPLC is a high performance liquid chromatography. Also is indeed utilized for measuring glyceride by separating and quantifying them based on their polarity and molecular weight. HPLC columns are packed with stationary phase that interact differently with analyzed based on their polarity. Glyceride being non-polar compound will interact less strongly with polar stationary phase compared to the more polar compound. This allows glyceride to be separate from other component in a sample. HPLC is an effective analytical technique for measuring glyceride due to its ability to separate compound based on polarity and molecular weight, coupled with sensitive detection method for quantification. Thank you.
Conclusion: the management of fats, oils, and grease in restaurants with water is crucial for maintaining a functional and sanitary sewerage system. By implementing effective mitigation strategies and promoting proper disposal practices, restaurants can significantly reduce the impact of FOG on the environment and public health. Collaboration between restaurant owners, municipal authorities, and regulatory bodies is essential to achieve these goals. Reducing FOG in wastewater minimize the risk of untreated sewage contamination natural water bodies, thus protecting aquatic ecosystems and public water supplies.